Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Texas Toast, and I am so excited for our guests that we have for this episode, Morgan Ashley. And Morgan, of course, is 2021 New Female Vocalist of the Year awarded at the Texas Regional Radio Awards, and recently where we met on the red carpet at Billy Bob's 2021 Female Artist of the Year Texas Country Music Awards, and just music blowing up, shows blowing up, all kind of good stuff going on. So we want to introduce Morgan Ashley and let's talk about all things Morgan. Hey, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes. And so you are now currently in the Bryan College Station area.
Yes.
But you were a Columbus Cardinal.
I was.
See, I'm a Sealy girl. My hometown and my roots are in Sealy in Austin County, but my guy, his family is Eagle Lake, Columbus. Okay. So yeah, as a matter of fact, he shopped at HEB in Columbus yesterday because he went to run by his sister's house to drop some stuff off. So I know you participated in a lot of 4-H and FFA coming up. So when you were coming up in Columbus.
I did, yes. Our 4-H and FFA program there is so involved with the kids, and I think it's just a great, program to be involved in. Regardless, I feel like it taught me a lot of leadership. I was a very, very shy kid, so just getting that introduction into like leadership and all that kinds of stuff, I feel like definitely has played a role in me being able to get in front of a crowd and perform.
So it launched you into that. I'm a firm believer in 4-H and FFA, and like my background, both my kids came up in it. I was FFA booster officer and, worked the fairs, did the stuff between the stuff I did in radio and raising kids. And those particular programs can bring some kids out of their shell.
Yes, I absolutely agree. I did the FFA talent show was the first time that I ever sang in public. And that was, my introduction into the music world, basically. I sang to background tracks at this FFA talent show, and I placed third behind two people who played the guitar. And I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. So I went and got guitar lessons at the Guitar Center in Katy, actually, because that was the closest place there. And my guitar teacher made me, believe that music was something that I could actually pursue. So it was very cool.
Obviously, that was definitely the right path for you to take because all of your music has been so successful. So when you first started singing and taking guitar lessons, had you been practicing the guitar, and then in the pursuit of your music, how did your foundation get built?
So I loved music. Whenever I was younger, I would sing with my karaoke machine, and I would put on concerts for my parents. And I actually wrote songs about my horses and cows that I had. And it wasn't until later that, I did the talent show and all that took off. So yeah.
So you released a self-titled EP in 2017, but then you released a full album, Karma, in 2018 that had your first radio release. It was Your Girl, which charted. So what did it feel like going in and coming from the story that you just told us and involving it to, I have a song on the radio?
Yes. Well, there was several years of me writing songs and playing shows and figuring out, what I was going to put on an album. And that was my first single. And I was nervous to do it because that was one of the very first songs that I had really written by myself, particularly. I was just couldn't believe the amount of positive response that song got. So it was a great first start for sure.
Yeah, it was a great first start because it's an absolutely wonderful song, just like all of your music. And so, and I have to say that we fell in love with Back to Austin here on the
Yes.
podcast. So even though this is your first time visiting and chatting with us, like the podcast listeners already know Morgan Ashley because we've talked about you so much.
Awesome.
So
That's
tell me about Back to Austin and how you came up with that whole song.
So Back to Austin was actually a song that I got from Chris Rogue Fisher and Amy Barnett. They're two ladies that I frequently co-write with, actually. We've written some songs together that aren't out yet, but could potentially be. They had this song, Back to Austin, that they pitched to me, and I knew that I wanted to record it before I even, heard the rest of the whole chorus, because the whole sound of it was awesome, very sassy, and I felt like it was just absolutely something that I would say and a message that I could totally get behind. And I've had a lot of fun seeing that everywhere and people loving it. And some shows, by the end of the song, people will be singing "Hook 'em Back to Austin" with me.
Oh, love it, love it. And then speaking a little bit of sass, we talked about your new single, which I was checking the charts, and it's moving up and charting nicely, as all your songs do. But Girl, FYI, that you just totally knocked it out of the park on that one.
Thank you.
So now that I have you to tell the story, because we discussed the story when we previewed the song, but now you're here, so tell us all about it.
Yes. Well, okay, so it all started with me dating a guy, and I won't get it very specific, but I guess he decided that he needed to have another girlfriend too. We weren't very public, I guess, with our relationship, so it would be very easy for him to pass as single, So I don't think that the girl really knew that I existed. And so I let her know, but I guess she wasn't really interested in hearing it. But I just wrote this song saying, "Girl, FYI, we deserve better than this." So, and my hopes for the song is just for somebody to hear it, and if they feel like they can relate to it, I hope that it, they can listen to it over and over again, and it helps them get over it like I did.
Well, all of your music, the lyrics are so good. What is your process when you're songwriting or you're picking songs for your projects and for your radio releases?
I don't really have any particular process. I kind of just pick up the guitar, and the lyrics and the melodies all come together. And I don't feel like you really can choose what the singles and what the songs that are going to make the cut are truly going to be until you get in the studio and hear how they sound produced. Even, partially produced, you can get a better idea of it. So.
And where do you do most of your recording at?
So Back to Austin, my recent recording has been done at Malden Productions in Gladewater. So I've had a great time recording there.
So you're on the road. You play like hundreds and hundreds of shows. You are
Yes.
on the road. So tell me about your live shows.
Yes, so I have played a lot of acoustic shows at bars and restaurants and all that good stuff. My goal for 2022 is to get my band gigs rolling and taking over my schedule, hopefully. And I think we're at a good start. I have lots of band shows coming up, so I'm excited about that. But you can definitely expect, fun, sassy, a little bit of comedy.
Yeah, of course. So growing up, who were some of your favorite artists at live shows or people that you listened to?
So growing up, I was pretty sheltered, I guess, with what I listened to. I only got to listen to what was on country radio at the time. So like the 90s and 2000s, all those artists, Miranda Lambert, Rascal Flatts. I loved Rascal Flatts. Tim McGraw, all those people, Keith Urban. So I think they definitely got my love for country music going.
Yeah. So now, ironically enough, you are, this is just the music portion of you, singing, songwriting, playing all the shows that you play, but you have your own publishing also.
Yes. It's called Music Monkey Publishing. And basically it just means that I own my publishing rights. So I'm not giving my money to another publishing company for my songs.
And why did you come up with the song Music Monkey?
Music Monkey, because I have a super crazy passion for monkeys and I want to own one eventually. So it's all gonna make sense one day. I'm gonna have it all correlated together with the Music Monkey going on.
So I understand that you also have a love for exotic animals.
Yes.
Like knowledge, like you're smart about that.
Yes, I am. I've done a lot of research on it. I grew up the whole time I wanted to be a vet, and specifically I wanted to be an exotic animal vet. And I was just a nerd about it. I did so much research. I know all about owning them. And I kind of joke that one day, like if I'm able to, I want to have like an exotic animal farm, like a refuge, like where I rescue exotic animals. I think that would be just right up my alley.
Oh, I love that. So what was some of the best advice, and who has been some of your biggest cheerleaders as you've been getting on this journey and moving up in music?
I think that the best advice is just to keep working hard, and that's going to do it for you. Just working hard. My parents have been the most supportive in my career. The whole time they were supportive in me not going to college anymore to focus on my music career. And for now, it's been 8 years since I've started playing music. So couldn't imagine doing anything else.
So what were you feeling? Because I know I had talked to you on the red carpet at Billy Bob's at the Texas Country Music Awards. And, you know, you talked about being nominated and how enthusiastic you were. But what did it feel like when your name got called?
It was pretty much a blackout moment for me. I was like, I'm about to walk up on the Billy Bob stage right now. Goodness. And I think the most shocking part of that whole experience was that I got up there and I had planned, if it were to work out for me, that my table was right there and I knew where to look. And the lights were so blinding that I couldn't see anybody. And so I was just like, but I think that I got through it okay.
Oh, you did. We were there. We were so happy and excited for you.
I was just very excited. And Aaron Watson handed the award to me. Are you kidding?
I know. And you know, it was funny because Out of Style is one of my favorite songs, and that show closer, when all of y'all went up and sang Out of Style with him, that is like a moment I will never forget.
I know. So awesome.
Did such a good job on that. So what do you have up and coming? Anything you're working on in particular?
You know, I just have some shows coming up. You can check my website at morganashleyofficial.com, and that'll have all of my show dates. But new music for sure coming soon, because I have some stuff that's just about finished in the studio. I'm just not for sure yet if it's going to be another single or if I'm going to release an EP. So we'll see.
Nice. Your hair is so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
I know. And your hat, you look so good. Well, yeah, I think we kind of have matching hats. I think that's kind of the same hat I have. Yeah. I love my hats.
Oh, I have way too many of them.
I know it can get a little out of hand.
Yeah.
I just recently ordered another hat, but I do love my hats. So anyway, well, we are so glad that you were able to take time to visit with us and we could finally get you on the podcast. We're like your biggest cheerleaders and supporters. And, you know, another thing, we talked about the charts, but your Spotify numbers are good also.
Yes, thank you. I feel like that's for sure important. And I'm very grateful for everybody who takes the time to stream my music and who love it. So absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, Morgan Ashley, everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Morgan.
Thank you.
She knew where I was from as she left, I dare to say.